Hey, IDS-410, welcome to Module Fantastic 4. Thanks for stopping by. I'll try to keep moving on this. It's a lot of ground to cover, and yeah, I added some stuff. Thanks, laptop break, new one, and like I showed in my pictures, my new journaling bag and stuff. And so I'm excited, It's good to have some good things, right? Once in a while. Anyways, Module 4. Let's get right to it. Thank you for the phone calls we've set up. If you've been part of that, I think you've probably been relieved to know that you're good to go and everything is going well. For those that you haven't yet, I'll talk to you this week, or maybe you're just going to keep rolling, and that's fine too. I did describe to a few people that in the first couple modules, maybe 1 and 2, I'm kind of like Bruce Banner, which doesn't go with the Fantastic Four photo, but I'm more like Bruce Banner, and then by the end of Module 2 and then Module 3, I become the Hulk. And that's what I said by the deleterious effects of Module 2 and 3, when I kind of go, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're thinking too big, you gotta bring it down, let's get on. Because I really want you to bring this into a issue, problem that is solved and mitigated. What I describe to some people is consider a continuum in front of me. And over here, we've got a perfect solution, a real solution to a problem, okay, whatever it is. And over here, we have self-enlightenment, okay? We have, for example, consider like pointing at the TV and saying, you should have did that. So this is like nothing, it's like air. This is a tangible solution. We're right in the middle. I want us to err going this way as opposed to this way. So when we say I'm gonna focus on, I'm gonna investigate, I'm gonna research, I'm gonna look at, it's all implying self-enlightenment, okay? It's like saying, I'm gonna research a trip to Europe, I'm gonna research a new car. It's all about self-enlightenment. Here, we're gonna say, I'm gonna solve, mitigate, I'm gonna work towards solutions and mitigations of this. Even though you're not actually having to do it, we're thinking of it in reality, in terms of reality, okay? Because once you get into those specifics, that's where I want you to be. It's a shift in the paradigm. It's a paradigm shift sometimes in our minds. We want to think big. We want to think, idealistic and everything. But no, try not to do that. Because real life requires more than idealistic thinking, okay? So, and then now for those of you that are, breathe a sigh of relief, I have my parameters, my definition, my location, my demographics, if applicable. I'm ready to roll. So doesn't it feel better? I mean, does it feel more productive to plan something that you could do if you wanted to or had to, as opposed to something that will never happen because no one else will look at it? Okay. These add to your soft skills sets, soft and hard soft skills. I don't know if you saw the email that came out to Southern New Hampshire last week, I think it was, about soft versus hard skills. And in contrast to harder technical skills, soft skills are transferable abilities that can be utilized in various settings. And I'm gonna post a link to that in the announcement if you want to look further into that. And I think what we're doing here fits more into those soft skill set where you can use that. It might, it creates new synapses and pathways in our minds as opposed to wishful thinking, right? Okay, so this week is a lit review. It's the only thing you have to do is a lit review paper. Now, as I mentioned in the announcement, I'm a little bit disheartened that it's only worth 50 points. Honestly, I think it should be worth at least 100. Because it's a very important part of research and about a research paper. Because a lit review, what it does is it's a review of literature, or a lit review. It's literally literature. Literally, you are looking at the previous research. What came before you? What informs your study? What challenges your study? What supports your study? These are all important parts of research that researchers do. When you look at a research paper that's been published, you'll inevitably see them going over previous research and finding maybe their gaps or support or challenges, okay? That's why I emphasize how we get sources for these research papers. We don't just Google and then grab whatever blogspot or .gov or .org or .com that we can find. We should emphasize the research literature. To do that, you go to Southern New Hampshire's online library, stay away from Google, search your criteria, whatever it is. It comes up. It may be defaulted already to full text online. Check that out. But you'll also want to filter for peer reviewed. Okay, once you do that, you're going to find boatloads of research that has been published in journals. Research that goes through the process, the protocols required, goes to their research committee. They look at it, they find out if the theories and the research can be duplicated, what's the veracity on this. They pick at it, fine-tooth comb, and then they decide to publish or not. That's why you'll hear, hey, I got published. Doesn't mean your short story got published on flashfiction.com like mine did, but it means you've done research that gets published by a journal, an academic organization that has more credibility than anything else. So stay away from, definitely stay away from anything ending in pedia, Investopedia, Wikipedia, etc. Okay, stay away from websites, just basic websites. You're just repeating what other people are saying. You don't have anything to back it up. It's anecdotal. Okay, that's why we start staying away from what our experiences are. Okay, we have been informed to do certain work, certain research because what we're passionate about. That doesn't mean we're experts on it, right? It just means that's what we want to study. Okay, so I want to get right into my surprise. It's not really, because like I said, it's a teaser right after this commercial. American Idol. Hey, I posted at the bottom of the announcement 4 attachments. 2 are lit review samples that did really well, excellent. And you can tell how good they are by seeing them. I have a lot of them, and they don't have to be that long, okay? But these are thorough lit reviews. These are students who are invested. Again, if you're considering going to grad school, if you don't even know what you might do in the future, it's good to put an effort in this type of paper because this can mean something in terms of your academic CV and when you apply for grad school. Look at those lit review samples. Notice the sources on the bottom. Notice how they're formatted in hanging paragraphs. Let me know if you need help with that. It's a piece of cake. Don't just guess. These are important sources. The students used research for the overwhelming amount of sources they used. Okay, second 2 are final paper samples. Look at those. This is where it helps many of us to think from the end. We want to know, what are we doing here? What's the goal? What's the objective? I gave it to you in bite-sized pieces early, but now I want to show you what you're shooting for here. Yeah, one of those is like 18 pages, and the other one I think is 11. But notice the organization. Notice the sources. Notice the formatting. Notice the content, okay? These are beautiful papers. They don't require color. They don't require any charts. They just require the paper based on the criteria that you're going to find. In the rubric, there's going to be about 17 different rubric criteria. Oh, it's a joy to score, let me tell you. About 17 different things. They're going to match up to all these subsections you're seeing. That's why I wanted to get you off of this essay style writing where you don't break anything up in a subsection, because by the end you have 3 main parts: part 1, part 2, part 3. Within each part is about 6 or 7 subsections. Okay, then you've got your reference list. Now take a look at those. Think of what we're doing. Notice how what we've been doing and what we are doing fits into those final papers, that final paper, right? So it's not like you're gonna all of a sudden after 6 weeks sit down and go, now I gotta write a 15-page paper. No, you've written a lot of it. You're gonna have to tweak some of it based on feedback, based on where your problems and went and things like that, and then you're gonna get into, putting it all together. I'm here to help as always, but this is important. So I want you to take a look at those. In the meantime, that's all I got. I squeezed this in 10 and a half minutes. You guys have a great week. Set up a call if you haven't already and you want to. If you have any questions, I have a lot of availability. Remember, I am Pacific time. If you want to set up a call, tell me when you're available. Try to let me know when you're saying I'm available, 10 to 4. Make sure you tell me if it's 10 to 4 in Pacific time, Central time, Eastern time, what have you. Eastern, not Easter. Okay? Thank you very much. I hope the smoke is clear where you've been. Have I been doing this on an angle the whole time? Well, that's the way it goes. 11 minutes, not too shabby. Peace.